If it really was supposed to be Messi against Ronaldo, how come not only does Argentina have the easiest draw in Copa America between all the contenders, why does England have the easiest draw? Why couldn't France be on that side of the bracket? Why did France have to be on the other side of the bracket? Why did it become so easy for England, as easy as Argentina? Because there is a narrative in play. They will stage the Finalissima as the next big win for Argentina against England since the famous Hand of God game by Diego. It be the next Argentina England match in 20 years since the two teams faced off in the Switzerland. Well, now England are up against Switzerland in the quarterfinals. Just don't say it was obvious England were going to go up against Argentina. No, you got to ignore what is happening right now, and you just have to go with the surface of what they have talent wise and draw wise. Because the narrative is that they can't do it. That Switzerland's the only thing I've been hearing all week was that Switzerland is going to beat England. Well, quite frankly, England are going to beat Switzerland. In the Switzerland that, let's face it, Italy were a really bad team. They looked as appalling as they did against Spain. Switzerland drew against Scotland. The bottom line is, if we don't know what version of England we're getting, I don't know what version of Switzerland I'm going to get this week. And that should be considered luck if Granit Xhaka is somehow banged up, because we know how important of a player Xhaka is for both Leverkusen and for Switzerland on the national level. So why do you suppose these two nations have the easiest draw out of any team out there? Well, it was definitely scripted for France to not win their group because they wanted Mbappe to beat Ronaldo, to end his idol's career, Kylian Mbappe, who, by the way, has far more knockout goals in the World Cup than Cristiano Ronaldo ever did. Kylian Mbappe has already surpassed Ronaldo on the national level. It's just facts. We have to see more. Well, I doubt Pinaro would have won the Champions League with PSG, so I think Mbappe is warranted. PSG are just as plastic as it gets. It doesn't matter who joins that club. They're not constructed to win a Champions League. They're just a plastic club all around. Even Messi couldn't win with that dysfunctional setup. Really unbalanced PSG team as far as midfield and support goes. And some argue even defense. That is Finalissima. Finalissima is going to be the two sides with the easiest draw. It's not going to be Ronaldo in Portugal. If they wanted this team to go up against Lionel Messi, they would not have rubbish Roberto Martinez as their manager going two full matches without a goal. That's your favorite for the Euro. Now, Ronaldo should turn to one big. Look at that free kick he took. He had no business shooting for goal on that free kick. That's proof he was hurting the team. I'm not the only one who sees it that way. Most people saw it that way. He is going to hurt this team. He's going to try to score. He doesn't even care about the Euro. He just wants his goal. He just wants a spotlight. Those were fake crocodile tears. He just wanted to, feel sympathy for Ronaldo. It's the end of his career. Oh, he cried to garner sympathy, man. This guy's a sick narcissist, man. You got to be emotionally intelligent to spot a narcissist. Cristiano Ronaldo fits all the check boxes. His career is over this week. Kylian Mbappe. Did you see Pepe lose a step? Ronaldo's not the only guy who needs to retire. Pepe needs to retire too because he lost a step. Pepe on Kylian Mbappe? Forget about it. Mbappe's going to destroy him. Ronaldo against Saliba? One of the best center backs in the world? This guy's cooked. He couldn't do it against Slovenia. France is going to win this week. At least France against somewhat Belgium with the talent that they have on paper. At least they were getting 15, 16, 17 shots that France feels momentum this week. Never mind that technically the goal the past week was an own goal. At least they looked better than in previous weeks. France is going to end Pinaldo in Portugal on Friday. Well, maybe not Portugal, because Portugal existed even before Pinaldo. They made it to the semifinal at England in 1966 because their greatest player in national team history is Eusebio. He scored 8 to 9 goals in a single World Cup. He was scored in the knockouts. He carried Portugal single-handedly to the semifinals. Eusebio is the greatest World Cup performer in the history of Portugal. And Portugal had great players before Pinaldo. Portugal existed far before Pinaldo did. They may or may not have been closer to winning the World Cup versus 2006. Bottom line, man, France going to win and Germany are going to defeat Spain. And Germany are going to beat France, and Germany going to make it to the final against England because remember, the past 4 World Cups, the EA simulator somehow picked the right team because it's all part of the script. And what did the EA simulator say? It said England against Germany. And people didn't think this draw was going to be as easy as it was because everybody thought England would have to go through France. What happens when you have France on the other side of the bracket? Mbappe against Ronaldo for one, a juicy storyline. Number 2, you need England to win, so have France lose on the other side of the bracket. Easy. They don't even have to face those teams. And they're better than Portugal at the moment. This team sucks. They lost against Georgia. At least they could score a goal against Slovakia. Portugal, they couldn't even score in how many minutes? 120 minutes? And no goal scored. I mean, they had over 70% possession, and they had no idea what to do with it. This team is lost. And I believe that as the numbers are lined up, Germany going to make it to the final. And there are basically 2 things that are going to be in store. Is the team losing in the final spell going to continue? Portugal to Greece, I think at Lisbon. Portugal, they defeated France at St. Denis, just outside Paris. In England, they lost at London to Italia. So far in the cup competitions, the host country has won every tournament so far. The Ivory Coast won the African Cup of Nations. In the Asian Cup, I think their host country won the Asian Cup this year. So African Cup, Asian Cup, host country has won this year. Well, America sucks, and the cup is hosted at the USA, so maybe that'll dispel the notion that the host country is going to win every continental cup this year because the United States couldn't even make it past the group stage. First time this happened in Copa America history. Granted, they're not a CONMEBOL member, but first to not even go past the group stage in a Copa America. England against Argentina is going to be a Finalissima. The final has to be Germany against England because which team is Messi going to go up and beat for the first time in a major competition, including the UEFA CONMEBOL Cup of Nations? Revenge against Germany, we saved that chapter to 2026, the very first time that Messi can go up against England in his career. That could be another team on the list of teams that Messi would score a goal against. Another UEFA nation that Messi would score against. The Copa America is a weak cup. Oh, if Messi wins Finalissima, he would beat the European champion on back-to-back occasion. He'd still win the Euro if he played for Spain or Italia in Europe. He would still win the Euro. Messi on Italia, they already won the Euro. If Messi was eligible to play for them, he would have already won the Euro anyways. I know people act like he can't win the Euro, but he easily win the Euro. because he scores against top competition in Europe for both nation and country. Did you see the way he scored Croatia? Did you see the way that he scored against France? Let's dispel this notion. But, oh, we better get FIFA boy and trophy here. Oh my God. But the easy draw in Copa America, what it comes down to is simple economics. Is that CONMEBOL and CONCACAF, they both make a lot of money when people are paying like $1,000 to see Lionel Messi play. So Lionel Messi in the final is just economically, it's going to make both federations lots of money. So of course they wanted Argentina on opposite sides of the bracket, not to help Argentina. The competition is first and foremost about making money. Is about making money for both federations. Argentina in the final makes the most money for all stakeholders involved, CONMEBOL and CONCACAF. This is why they hosted it in the United States, because they are going to help pay for technical develop in their federations, because a lot of them are bankrupt right now. It comes down to basic economics. Infantino's a fan of football. Maybe he likes watching Messi play. That's why he's over there at Atlanta. They don't need a rig it for Argentina. They can win based off of skill. They had the big fight between Uruguay and Argentina. You just get the feeling it's been written for Uruguay and Argentina to go up against each other again. For Argentina not to lose back to back against Uruguay. I get the feeling it's already been written. Copa America, they don't go to extra time. They go straight to penalty shootout. So the way you watch these games, many of these teams are going to try to force it to a penalty shootout. They'll be hoping for a prayer. I don't like this rule. I think they should go to extra time a little bit. It's not like they have 7 matches. It's not like they have to play a round of 16. And plus, it's not automatic that a match would go to extra time. They don't even have a round of 16. I think it's a joke that they go straight to penalties, with the exception of the final. It's like if you do it for the final, why not include it for quarterfinal and semifinal? You're just cheapening it. You're making it easy for Panama or someone like that to try to force it to penalties. I think these have to be low scoring games for them to change the rule. If teams are just going to play, 10 guys back and not bother to score with the hopes that you can take a Colombia or a Argentina to a penalty shootouts. I don't think Uruguay are going to try to force it to penalties. That's not Marcelo Bielsa. But I think Brazil have the better keeper. So if they're struggling, I think they may try to force it to penalties and just try to win it with Allison. Over whoever the Uruguay keeper is. I don't know who the Uruguay keeper is, but they have Allison of Liverpool, the most expensive keeper. So I guess I imagine they'll try to force it to penalties, I guess. If they're struggling and diving and rolling on the ground, because that's what Brazil have been doing a lot recently against Colombia. Got to stop with the diving and try winning with the skill, and that's what's hurting them. So anyway, that's what I have to say about the rules for Copa America. Messi will be a lineup. It's just a precaution. The media likes to over sensationalize things. So he's going to be in the starting lineup. He's going to play. He's going to have a great game. Argentina going to win in regulation. Most likely another clean sheet, because they haven't allowed a goal in the competition yet. In Ecuador, they really didn't do much with the ball against Mexico, so it should be a clean sheet, and Argentina just have to get on the scoreboard and quickly move on to the next one. So Argentina going to win. I think it'll be at least 3-0. I just think that they're going to have a lot of fireworks on the 4th of July. I think if people are going to pay a lot of money to see Lionel Messi play, especially with it being a knockout match, you got to put on a show for the people who paid lots of money. I just can't see a sloppy 1-0 game, something like that. I got to see Argentina put on a real show for the first time in Copa America. Now, Wins are wins. Argentina won all three. Winning is all that matters. But now in a game like this, against a team that Messi has destroyed before, they're going to put on a show that gets Ecuador. 5-0 is pushed it a little bit, but 3-0, 4-0, something like that. Messi scores a brace, hat trick, or gets a goal and gets an assist. Or Lautaro Martinez leads the way again. Messi just feeds it to the forwards. And Argentina control the midfield. Then it's going to be a great game for Argentina to watch. You can't even beat Mexico. You can't even score against Mexico, man. This team sucks. I mean, Argentina have no problems with Ecuador based on how they played in the last match. Jamaica not that great. I think Peru is better than Jamaica. I think Canada and Chile are better than them. Argentina certainly have gone through the tougher group compared to Ecuador, so there should be no problems whatsoever. It's easily going to be a 2-goal victory. That's the guarantee. A 2-goal victory.